is up, everybody? Sorry. Well, we're back with a new series on the channel. I've never played this game before. It's the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have no clue if that means anything. Well, let's begin, shall we? The end is never. The end is never. The end is loading. Oh, what?
This is the story of
No,
a
we
man
can't skip.
named Stanley.
Oh, okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big
Fuck you,
building
Stanley.
where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
Why are we in the
And then one
moving
day,
around?
something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley
Something that
Parable.
would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Oh my
But as
god!
he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
No. I'm nowhere near the computer and it's like I'm pressing the buttons. Yeah, okay. Why did the door get bigger when you... Jimmy? Jimmy
All
in
of
here?
his co-workers were, "Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly
going to spam
5
it.
clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants
gonna do it.
recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble
Get that on-
cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
And you might even do 100. It's gonna be like an infinite loop. The thing I've button spamming up a
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417? Oh, I can't interact with doors anymore. He's completely just disabled. I'm pressing X and it's making me click. You can't jump. I got a trophy saying you can't jump, and it says no, seriously, we disabled it because I'm pressing X. Get your first trophy. You get a trophy for getting a trophy. Well, your first trophy. But when's it? Oh shit! The game is now paused. I hate Monday. Oh, okay. Oh. Whose desk is this? I think this is my coworker, Terrence's desk, and I just turned off his computer, and he never turns on autosave. Where do we live exactly? Why is it so bright? 417, he said? You better not be lying to me. That's his trophy, I'm calling it. turn off every on computer. Yeah, you know what? Fuck these computers. They all deserve to turn off. Death to the computer. Ooh, 417, 20 collects.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
I don't care, I'm doing what he's telling me. Maybe this is the trap. Did you say 437? Shit! I forgot. Okay, I think it's at 437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere.
What do you want me to do now?
Door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415, okay. 415, 415. Where?
Now, back to door number 437.
Yes, sir! 437. This better be worth it, man. 437. 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Where's that?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419? Where's 419? I see.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up.
What do you want me to do now?
Give me a few clicks on door 416.
416? It's right across from me.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
You know, man. You can crouch in this game.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
3, 4, 5.
Yes! We
Click
did
on
it!
door 4.
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back.
I know what the
Yes,
game
I'm
just
very
did.
proud of
It
how far we've
divided
come today.
my, amount of times I've clicked a door. So I think I clicked the door 430 times. Well, let's continue, shall we? Ooh, why is this one yellow? I'm just, like, crouching. I crouch spam. Okay, you know what? I'll stop doing that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yep.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah. Open the door. I want in. Guys, come on, let me in.
Yes, truly a room worth
Pretty
admiring.
bright and
It had
vibrant.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Ooh, coffee.
Yes, really, really worth it being
Coffee
here in the
nut.
room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
Love Mom.
here you sit looking at these chairs and
Number
some
one dad.
paintings. Really worth it.
Sounds nice. Same in this one. Ooh, drinks.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Can I get
It's
a
possible that this is
Can I
why
get a
everyone left.
pop? What the fuck you just say to me, bruh? That's why everybody left, because I like
Stanley
taking
sat
breaks.
around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
So I'm Stanley. Like, me personally, I'm not like, it's not like a made-up character. I am Stanley, that's why I'm not talking. So, what time is it? It is... What's wrong? Is it 4? No. Yeah, it's 4. It's 450. 453, 452. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that
But
long.
at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Bro, what? I know what I'm doing, bro. I'm just like, I just need a little guidance, man. You're not giving me a lot of evidence here. More dad again. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yay! Oh shit. Credits roll. Oh man.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Okay,
could it
let's just
mean?
get through this.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna do the same exact thing now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Speedrunning.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Nuh-uh.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nuh-uh.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
If you are
fired years
lying
ago.
right now, stop. Am I lying? No. What if I am lying? But you know that I'm lying. But that doesn't make me a liar.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Have we?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
How
I
are we
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Really?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
Oh.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh, what does that say? Urgent. Employees should never, under any circumstances, attempt. Attempt what? Oh. Let's go. It's a black void. Oh!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
What are you doing to me, man?
If you can truly place your faith in another, then
I'm gonna pick up the phone and it's going to be him. Don't you dare do that. Or it's just you.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Oh.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Oh,
Their life to you.
oh
Make a point here,
man!
Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Is it a simulation? You're an ass, you know that?
This is a very sad story about the
you the
death of a
narrator?
man named Stanley.
What? I'm employee 427, first coordinator controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Are you serious right now, bruh? No. No, I don't listen to you. Screw you. I don't. Think I have to listen to them.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now
What are you
he's
trying to say?
coming
That I'm a
back to
good
work.
boy?
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind,
Yes, sir.
in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
He just
It
wants
was
me to listen
wonderful.
to him.
And each day that he
I can
returned to work
understand that.
was a
I
reminder
think
that
that's what
none
he's
of it
trying to
would
do.
ever happen
Well,
to
that's why he
him.
wants me to press the buttons. Please press the up arrow to watch TV.
And so he began to
Yay!
fantasize about his own
TV.
job. First, he imagined that one day
Where's
while at
TV?
work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Huh? Yay! I want to
So
spend time with the
he went
boys.
further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
To prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an
Certainly look like
enormous
my
round
office,
room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down
Yellow
another was a
Line
game with a
PM
baby.
trademark.
And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What? Today kid's story.
It was
Yay! I don't
such a
have kids.
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In
Oh,
reality, all he's doing is
it's
pushing
his
the
way of
same
getting me to
buttons he
restart.
always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Oh, Jesus. Dinner time.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to.
Should we listen to him? Yeah, I'll start listening.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Open the door.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What the hell? But what is happening? Yeah, I was just trying to, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Just
it
the same
mean?
dialogue again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, sir!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Steven? Damn. Nobody's here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Next. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and everyone is unique. You most of all. We look the exact same. I think that's the thing. Are you making fun of me? Number of slides on the slides. On the slide. Slides, charts, and slide. No, I'm gonna leave.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Looks scary down there. Don't know my directions. Don't yell at me. Can I look at that? Oh, it's like glowing.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
What if the
None
thing
of
is
it
they
made any
never
logical
existed?
sense. And as Stanley
I mean,
pondered
'cause
this, he
it's a
began to make
one-floor
other
garage right
strange
here.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
No
And
real.
at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
This is all a dream.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What the hell?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly
Is this my
strange.
consciousness?
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Can't
the
see.
fresh air of a world outside
Help.
this one.
Oh,
Let me
Lord!
out, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want
gonna
is my
spawn us
life
back.
exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Well, that didn't work.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must
my
be
blood
real.
pressure's
I must be.
rising.
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? and everything went black.
Uh-oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk
Stanley!
was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Stanley!
Though she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow, what a frightening story. And we're back, aren't we? Shit. Let's continue, man.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's go, man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. And we're at the meeting room. Nobody's here.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tough business.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah. I think we should just play the game
Coming to a
now.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This one? Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money, Chris. Could I flush? Oh, I have no reflection. Let me close the door behind me. Okay. I have no clue where the boss's office is.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
Shit.
to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Two, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened...
Oh my god! How could Mr. Salieri keep this from me? Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, shite! Damn, I almost got shot up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Mind
Mind
Control
Control Facility.
safe escape, or figure out the dark secrets. Let's figure out secrets.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
It's a
himself.
lot of workers.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, I'm just assuming that's probably all the workers that are being mind controlled. What do we do now? Oh, let's go to the other highlighted desk. Okay, press.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to
Which one
images
is
on a
moving?
screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
We are 147, I think. Yeah, we're 147, I think, or 127. I don't know, man. This is kinda getting me lost here.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, man.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Never!
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
That's
utterly
shocking, right?
blind to the world?
Was that the Ghostbusters sound?
But here was the proof.
Meow.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
Boop.
eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Where? It's the pit of doom. What was up with that thing? Let's see. Open door. 2. 1. 2. Where's the 3 and a 4? Oh, I see it. Is this 5? Okay, I did 1, 2. It's better be 3. 3. 3. No. You can't keep that from me. I will get it. He's doing it on purpose. You monster. Awaiting input. System
And when at
powered.
last he found the source of the room... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Hell yeah.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed
all
to
in.
let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation.
Oh,
In
man!
the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
No.
identification, nuclear
Oh, what
detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Oh,
what a shame we have
shit.
so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk
One,
about
two.
you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
One,
I'll
two.
tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
What's
I
sync
turned
4?
off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was
Sync
merely
4.
in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell
Four's
it,
up there,
I
four's up
simply
there.
let you sit there in your office forever,
Yeah, it's sync
pushing
4.
buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to
I
say
press
this,
4.
though, this version of events has been rather amusing.
Press 4, now
Watching
what?
you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't
you.
grow on trees.
1, 2.
Oh dear me,
3.
what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
4.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Yeah?
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
I need
This is
backup
not a
power?
challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
No.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
No.
No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable
No.
life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
No. What happened? Oh, I gotta restart again. Shoot. Let's do this, man. Oh, wait. It's different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
Yeah.
his left.
I'm gonna go up to the boss's room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This time, we are going to find out what lies in this. Yeah, remember me. Connect back up. I'm sorry. Let me out. Oh, thank you.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, we gotta lock in. We gotta do this. We're going to listen to him. We're gonna do everything the man asks, guys. He respected me.
Stanley walked straight
I
ahead
disobeyed
to the large
him.
door that read Mind Control Facility.
We're going to turn this thing off.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah. Okay,
Now the
Camera.
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
Oh no, yeah, we're
one
on
of them,
2. We're the
eternally
200.
monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
200. Let's look at all the 200s. I think it's gonna show me. But I want to
This
leave.
mind
I need to
control
escape.
facility
I need
was
to.
too horrible
I need to
believe it
destroy
couldn't be
this
true.
place.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his
It
boring
can't be.
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to
No.
believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here
Sorry,
was the
I needed
proof.
to
The heart
mentally
of the
prepare
operation.
myself.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Can't see.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Imagine a light.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
My eyes.
Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For
Oh.
it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
This guy's funny.
Whatever life he
He's
lives,
awesome.
it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Oh, I'm not in control.
The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
It's bright. Oh my god. Beat the game. What? Oh. Just that I beat the game.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright, we're
What
gonna
could it
do
mean?
this, and I want to
Stanley
do the
decided to go
escape.
to the meeting room.
I'm gonna
Perhaps he had
do
simply
right,
missed a memo.
and then when I finally do, I'll go. Yeah, okay. I'll show you what I'm doing.
When
We're gonna
Stanley
go right door.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the
We're gonna do
correct
this
way
fast.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
We're gonna
it.
do this, but we're gonna escape.
The
after.
lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, we'll do this.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
4,
walked
8
upstairs to his
something.
boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take.
4,
He fell to his knees, bursting
7,
into half
8,
moans,
5.
half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour.
Changed.
But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly
2,
ever.
8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons
the
on
door.
the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Take the yellow. Take the elevator down. Loading, loading, loading. Okay. Oh! We almost just died.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
I want
door
to
that
leave.
read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Don't believe it. Escape means escape. No
The
means
door
no, yes
behind
means
him
yes.
was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I don't know,
At
man.
this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
No death on my watch. It is death. I will go back now. But is it death? We know what happens. I don't want to believe it's death. They can take us somewhere. It's a portal. What do you think about that, huh? Death.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh,
demise,
God.
he reflected that his life had been of no
No!
consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I'm sorry, man. No.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant,
Who?
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
That's what they want you to believe.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
They want you to
What
believe that.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Get outside.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead
Office
from the
layout,
moment he
our
hit
room.
start?
It was a trap. A lie. It always lead to death. There was no... Oh, credits. My bum. Sounds like a Half-Life buttons and stuff. Don't worry. This game, they think I believe this? No. I have to be alive. Where's it? What? Wage war against the narrator? That ending has to exist. I don't think this game has an end completely. There's so many endings to this game. It's trying to trick me, I know it is.
Stanley walked over the bridge. Nothing there? Shoot. Well, try the other one then.
No, I think it just got the worst thing ever. Because it knows I was gonna do something. I tried, man. What is the...
Oh, look at these two.
I thought it was
How
Stanley
they
laughing.
wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No,
Narrator?
perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah, nice one. It's dark, I can't...
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
Alright, guys.
As long as you
So,
move forward,
this is gonna be the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I'm closing the app.
Only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
Wait, pause. Should we end it here? I kinda wanna know what happens, though.
Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Ugh. That was bad. That was a rough ending, I'm not gonna lie.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable
Don't be
Ultra
credits.
Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Oh, Lord.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
Sure.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Take us
Nothing
up
special
or
yet,
down,
but
whatever
I'm
you think.
sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Can you make it fast, please? Are you...
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we
Just get you baited.
Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content.
gonna be so
I've never
anticlimactic,
been more
huh?
ready. Let's do it.
Jesus. Maybe this won't be a series because we
I have
did
to
just
say,
finish
initial
the game, and
impressions
it's
of
gonna take me
Stanley
forever
Parable
to figure out
Ultra
how this
Deluxe,
game works.
mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
They gave us jumping. Four, three, two, one.
Is that it?
I'm such an
Surely
idiot.
that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley,
The jump
I
circle.
have to say,
It's just how many jumps
initial
I had.
impressions of this game
They
are
knew
not
we were
positive.
just gonna
It's
jump
just elevators
continuously.
and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this
We're gonna
is
figure
new
out what this
content,
is, and we'll
then I
probably
could just
send this
redo
video
the whole
here.
dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content
maybe.
right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Oh, it's
Very
back.
good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I'm
You
sorry.
see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's
What?
hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm
You're gonna want to
infuriated
check.
and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Is this like their thing of somebody
It's my
did
fault,
this?
Stanley. I
and
built
then they're
up
making
too
fun of
much
them now?
anticipation around the new content, I'm
Okay.
afraid. It could never have...
He's yapping a lot, but I think I'm gonna end this video here. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more amazing content like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.